Okay, so welcome back. In the last example, we just divided that polynomial over there by this single term, and we want to do just a couple more examples of that. So here we have the polynomial minus 16x to the 8th plus 80x to the 9th divided by 20x to the 9th. So here we have a binomial, a two-term polynomial divided by our monomial. So once again, we begin by breaking it up. Minus 16x to the 8th over 20x to the 9th. Plus 80x to the 9th over 20x to the 9th. And we go through and we start to simplify each piece. So first we have a 20 and a 16, so I can take a 4 out of both. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay. And then x to the 8th and x to the 9th, we can subtract 8 minus 9, which will give us a minus 1. So we end up with negative 4. Remember, when we subtract, that answer goes in the top. X to the minus 1 over 5. And then we move on to the 80 over 20. We can take a 20 out of both. That leaves us just a 4 in the top and a 1 in the bottom. And then we have x to the 9th over x to the 9th, so it's gone. So we have just plus 4. And then we go ahead and simplify. We can do that by moving our negative exponent down to the bottom. You get negative 4 over 5x plus 4. And so that's our result there. Negative 4 over 5x plus 4. We can't do anything more with that. That's as simplified as it gets. Okay, so let's turn to one last example here. 6x squared y plus 18x squared y squared minus xy squared over 6y. Now this is a little bit messy, a little bit more confusing because we have the xy's involved in the problem, but the way that we're going to approach it doesn't change. We're going to take that denominator and divide it into each thing in the numerator. We're going to take that denominator and divide it into each thing in the numerator. So each thing gets divided by 6xy. So 6x squared y over 6xy, 18x squared y squared divided by 6xy, xy squared divided by 6xy. Alright, and then we're just going to take each one in turn and start to simplify. So we look at the first one there, and we say, well, I can divide a 6 out of both. Okay. I then have x squared over x, so we can use our properties of exponents to subtract. 2 minus 1 would leave us with an x to the first left over. And then finally, y over y just completely cancels out. So all of that together just becomes x. Now we move to our second fraction there. 18x squared y squared over 6xy. So we can divide the 6 into the 18, okay, which would just leave me with a 3. So I can say plus 3. And then I have x squared over x squared. 2 minus 1 leaves me with an x to the first. Y squared over y. 2 minus 1 again leaves me with a y to the first. So that becomes 3xy. And then the very last one there, x squared y over 6xy. So first off, there's no number for the 6 to cancel with, so it's just going to stay in the bottom. And then we have x over x, so the x's just eliminate each other. They cancel out. And then we have y squared over y, so again we subtract the exponents. 2 minus 1 would be y to the first, and then that's going to be over 6. So now we have our answer, x plus 3xy minus y over 6.